suddenly, it's November. It's a little crazy to me to realize how fast this year has flown by. Yes, I know, this is such a cliche thing to say, and you have probably thought about it yourself 1,000 of times. But really. These past couple of weeks, however, have been so pleasantly autumnal, unusually warm and bright golden. A short drive to Cotswolds, and I find myself enjoying these most beautiful, quintessentially English villages, bathed in the softest autumn light. Oh, I think everyone had this same wonderful idea that day, to get out and explore the beautiful villages. But I didn't mind crowds just for a couple of hours. Somehow on days like these, I feel like nothing can shake my inner introvert at all. It is my favorite season after all, and I am here to enjoy it in its full glory. Now, this is going to be a bit controversial, but I think I enjoy Novembers just a little bit more than Octobers. Here in my corner of the English countryside, November is when true autumn really begins. When mornings become foggy, nights quiet and dark, and golden leaves finally fall to the ground, twirling beautifully in the air. Perhaps it's my melancholy soul, but I find this time especially so poetic. Perhaps this is the only time in the year when I really let myself embrace the deeply feeling, highly sensitive and introverted side of my personality. I enjoy these dark, long evenings at home. It's the season of fruit vegetables, squashes, and coziest recipes as well. Even more reasons to not go outside in the evening. Light an excessive amount of candles. Add pumpkins into everything. Make soups, bake loaf cakes, and eat them for breakfast next morning. I know, it's really difficult to deal with the clocks changing, and these first few nights when it's suddenly dark much earlier than we're used to can be so daunting. Which is why making your life as cozy as possible, romanticizing it a little, is so important. morning, it's the next day and I'm going to try and get this loaf cake out of this tin. It might be a little bit difficult or it actually might work pretty well. We'll see in a second if this is going to be a complete failure. It worked. Look how beautiful it is. It is a little bit thinner on one side. So it hasn't turned out quite as beautiful as I had hoped because I used very dark brown sugar, so it's not very pumpkin-y colored, and if you want a more beautiful color you have to use white or light brown sugar, but I ran out of sugar yesterday, so I'm gonna try it. I don't like trying it on camera, but would you like to try? What do you think?
Tastes like pumpkin.
Tastes like pumpkin, is that a good thing?
Considering it's made out of pumpkin, yes. It's good.
Do you like more?
Yep.
Enjoy the chocolatey bit.
Oh yes, please.
Do you like that it's a bit spiced?
Mm-hmm. Makes it nice and warm.
I think eating on camera is so awkward. Because I don't like the face I make when I chew.
I don't think people generally like the faces they make when they chew.
It's almost 11 AM and we still haven't had our breakfast, so this is going to be breakfast. I do try to live seasonally as much as I can, aligned with nature and its natural rhythms. Of course, with the rush of modern life, even when I try to be as mindful and present as I can, it is still rather challenging to slow down sometimes. In nature, this is when we see everything slow down. Yet we, as humans, are on the contrary picking up pace this time of year, catching up on all of these autumnal activities before the fall of last golden leaf. Catching up on all the work before the season and the year ends. Busy planning, preparing, celebrating. This is the season of a mad rush, which in turn leaves us exhausted by the end of it. I tried to remind myself what this time of year truly is about. It's in busy times like these we should give ourselves permission to slow down sometimes. Have days or hours of quietude. Spend time alone, reflecting on moments past. I notice that during this season is when I burn out most often. Life indeed does get so busy. Allow yourself to get some rest. We often associate the end, the darkness, the melancholy with negativity. Of course, there are aspects to it which are difficult to deal with. The short hours of day, the combination of cold and grey outside our windows, the fact that sunlight will be sparse for months to come. I find that in situations which are so inevitable, like this one, the only thing we can do is change our perspective. There is a reason, however, why these months of stillness exist. Darkness is as important as light, yet we somehow learned to see it through the prism of negativity. Darkness is there to help us change and grow, look into the deepest hidden corners of our own selves. Is here to help us find our own peace within and learn to see the light. Embracing the season of change in a simple, perhaps a little bit childish way is key. The crunching of leaves, the glimmer of fire, the eerie silence of a windless, still November morning. I too am learning to see and appreciate this strange duality of life. I do hope you find your moments of joy this November. Thank you for watching. I will see you next time.